At 6:15, we'll call the meeting to order, and we have a quorum present. As stated in the notice of regular meeting, the board may convene into closed session at any time they deem necessary under any applicable provision of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, including the provision permitting closed session consultation with legal counsel. The board president may elect to address any items listed in the agenda in sequence. Please stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Askins will do the invocation.
Please pray with me. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this glorious day. We thank you for the watch, care, and guidance you deliver to us as we go about our daily lives. We ask that you help us prepare for the challenges that occur each day. We are grateful for the opportunity to honor and thank the many educators and students in this room. We honor the teachers and administrators for their personal sacrifices that they have made to change the lives of students in the school. We are humbled by your presence. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Ms. Foxy, do we have anybody for public forum? Thank you. We'll move on to recognition.
Yes, ma'am. Trustees and guests, tonight we have some special recognitions, and we want to start off with, as you may or may not know, January has been designated by the state of Texas as School Board Recognition and Appreciation Month, where districts take a step back and stop and take time to recognize the time and commitment and the sacrifices that our Board of Trustees make on behalf of all of our staff and students. It's a thankless job, often criticized, very low pay, but our trustees volunteer their time out of a willingness to serve their students and their community, their schools. So tonight, our campuses and students and administrators just want to take a moment to say thank you for all the hours and the effort you give to them to ensure that they have everything they need to make their students successful. You also have a certificate at your site from the state that recognizes your commitment to your community. And so we want our students and campuses have something for you this evening, and they're here tonight. So we're going to start with the primary, and I believe Ms. Pruitt, is that right? If you'd come forward, and if principals, if you would just follow in order, that would be great.
Good evening. So we had planned on bringing you some vegetables from our garden because our students are very active in gardening, and we have master gardeners that come and help. However, today, they cooked cabbage and broccoli on campus, which you can imagine how beautiful it smells. And they ate it all in second grade. So I can't complain that they ate the vegetables, but I don't have vegetables to share with you. So you have plants from the primary school. We want to thank you very much for all the time, just the heart, and the time away from your families that you put in on the school board. We certainly appreciate your support in the community. So thank you very much. Enjoy the plants. It's good that they weren't with me any longer than 24 hours because they don't do well.
Thank you.
All right, good evening. On behalf of the intermediate campus, you have a little brown bag up there by where you're sitting, and that's just a gift to say thank you. But more importantly, much like what Ms. Pruitt said, just thank you so much for your commitment and your genuine interest in your time. As a volunteer for the district, we realize the hard choices that you have to make. And you do it with integrity, you do it with deep thought, and we truly appreciate your time and everything you do for us. And your vision is a huge impact on our campuses and our campus culture and our campus success, and so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, I just want to say thank you to the board. We appreciate your support, your guidance, your leadership, and ultimately everything you do is about doing what's right for our kids and benefiting our kids. And you put in a lot of hours, and it's a ton of work to make that happen. We have some trinkets, or excuse me, tokens rather, from the junior high to share with you. And one of the things I think is cool, hopefully you'll enjoy the gifts. There's some old barnwood from 1939 that was, we put together a project for. But I want to say the staff and our kids played a big role in doing this. But when we do these things, I think it really speaks to y'all that they're just so excited to help and contribute and put this stuff together for you. So we got some stuff that our kids made and stuff that our staff kind of put together. It's homemade, and fortunately I didn't make it. I was going to do doodle pictures, but I decided against it. But again, just thank y'all so much for everything.
Thank you.
And the high school staff and Miss Martin at dinner earlier this evening had a very nice dinner for the trustees and presented them with some gifts as well. So thank you for that. And I didn't bring any gifts, trustees, so that may not speak well for my next contract. I understand that, but you know, if you're not involved like you are in the community, it's really hard for the community to understand the number of hours and the time and commitment and the sleepless nights that you go through. And I want you to know for sure that I do understand that. In my short time here, you've been outstanding, and I really feel good about the direction of the board. And it's going to be a very busy spring for you, but I know you're up to the task, and I just appreciate in my role everything that you do for the community and you've done for me in my short time here. So thank you very much. And also, I guess now, Ms. Martin, we'll move into the recognition part. We have some students and some programs to recognize tonight that are also very outstanding. And so, Ms. Martin.
First, I'd like to recognize Garrett Oates, and I'll give you a little bit of information about him, and then I'm going to have him share some information with you. Garrett's qualified for the Texas High School Rodeo Finals each year in high school. Garrett qualified for the 2017 Texas High School Rodeo Finals in Abilene, Texas in June in the tie-down roping, and as reserve champion steer wrestler from Region 7. He entered final performance of the rodeo ranked 8th in steer wrestling, placed first in the short go with a time of 4.33 seconds to claim the reserve champion title for both the finals rodeo and the year-end standings. From Abilene, he traveled to Shawnee, Oklahoma for the International Finals Youth Rodeo, billed as the world's richest youth rodeo with $250,000 in prize money. Garrett qualified for the finals by placing in the top 10 in both the tie-down, calf roping, and steer wrestling. He placed first in the short go of steer wrestling to finish 8th overall. This, along with his 6th place finish in the short go of calf roping, landed Garrett 6th place in all-around standings out of over 250 cowboys. Following Shawnee, Garrett traveled as a member of the Texas National High School Rodeo Team, which allowed him to compete in Gillette, Wyoming against competitors from all 50 states, Canada, and Australia, where he was a member of the World Champion Texas team. He's a member of the Cowboys Professional Rodeo Association and finished the year with championships from the Poteet Strawberry Festival Pro Rodeo and Henrietta Pro Rodeo, as well as second place finish in the Cleveland Pro Rodeo. He competed at the CPRA Finals in October as one of the top 15 in Texas and finished 7th in the average and runner-up in the Rookie of the Year standings. Garrett has also completed in qualifying events for RFD TV's The American and Oak Berry Junior Steer Wrestling Championships. He qualified to participate in the inaugural Junior NFR Steer Wrestling competition as one of the top 50 in the nation. He qualified for the final performance of the rodeo in the 10th position, placed 5th in the short go, and finished the year ranked 7th in the nation. And I'm going to have Garrett share with you, I don't know if y'all know, the Junior NFR is also in Vegas, so he took a trip to Vegas, and then he just recently made a commitment, so I'm going to let him share that with you, and then also just a little bit about his future plans.
Recently I committed to go to study at the University of Sam Houston State in Huntsville, Texas on a full-ride scholarship, and just a little bit about what I plan to do. I'd like to major in animal science and then hopefully minor in ag business and create my own equine therapy system, which includes horse swimming, pole laser therapy, tracks, even just legging horses back into shape, and a little bit of horse chiropractic work maybe, and see where it goes from there.
At this time, I'm honored to present our Vernia Bears varsity football team. These young men came together, worked as a team, and positively represented District 4A under the direction and guidance of Coach Tabor and his staff.
He's officially the coolest guy and all that. Lord, thank y'all very much for having us and put a little time aside to recognize the guys and everything they do. Also, thank you for the opportunity to lead these young men. I've been here about 8 months now, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. I've put my family into this community, and we love it. We're definitely honored to be a part of this, and I'm definitely honored to be their coach. We had a good year. We got this thing turned around, and I'll tell you, it was tough. You know, that these kids have been through a lot. I'm their 4th coach in 4 years, so to have a successful organization, whether it's in the athletic realm or in the public realm, you got to build trust and you got to build respect, and that's hard when you're the 4th coach they've had in their high school career. So coming in, that was the biggest thing we had to develop early on to have any success in the program or on the field, and we did that. And these kids bought into kind of what we were preaching and what direction, our vision that we had for them. And everything we do, these guys are amazing. We have core values in our program that we live by every single day. We deal with character, we talk about respect, we talk about academics, and we're trying to prepare them to be successful in life. You know, the football field is a football field, but we probably spend 80% of our time trying to get them prepared to be successful in the real world and be husbands and fathers. So I can tell you, I haven't been a part of a better group of guys. Just a couple of things they've done, they don't even deal with football. They're probably the most giving guys I've ever been around. We had the hurricane and all that. And we were able, I asked them one time to help out Rockport, Texas. And they came back with a ton of supplies to take down there. They do it in the hallways all the time. They took care of a family. We adopted a family for Christmas. That had 5 kids. So imagine trying to raise money to buy presents for 5 kids. These kids raised over $500, $600 to give a family at Christmas. So, you know, it goes so much deeper than the football field, and I'm just very proud of them. We did have some accolades that I like to talk about. I'm not going to name every kid, but we got some kids in basketball right now. We got a soccer game tonight. We got some kids doing baseball. They're kind of scattered all over the place. But you know, we were picked 5th in the district by Texas High School football coaches this year. We ended up being 3rd. And we ended up playing in week 10 with a chance to be a district champion. So they put themselves in a situation to win a district championship when no one believed in them except for people that were in this community. We ended up coming away with 16 all-district selections, 1st and 2nd team. 3 of them were unanimous all-district. For a team again that was finished 5th. We had 2 superlatives. We had a sophomore ended up being the defensive newcomer of the year. And we also had the all-district utility player of the year. And the great thing about it, although our seniors are extremely important to us for setting this foundation, we've got about 90% of these kids coming back this year. We're very young, and we're very excited about the direction this thing's headed. And we've got some good classes coming behind it, but you know, we couldn't do it without y'all in the sport and you know, getting behind us and helping us. We couldn't do it without Ms. Martin. She has been unbelievable for us. Just the work relationship we have, to helping each other out, and just the community as a whole. It's been a great experience for us, and it's just going to get better. And you know, we preach excellence. They know what our expectation is. We got to the playoffs this year and lost in the 1st round, and we weren't happy about that. Our expectation here, I moved 5.5 hours away to build a championship program. I believe this community deserves that. We've had a lot of success here, and I think this community and this school district and our athletic program win state championships. That's why I'm here. We're here to win state championships, put banners up, and give these kids a taste of the success that they deserve. And so they understand when they get into the real world what the goal is and what the expectation is as a man in this community. So again, I thank you all for having us tonight, and I'll let them come shake your hands and kind of introduce themselves. Go ahead.
That's right, you get a victory else.
Yes, sir. Chris Oates. Good job. Oh, I appreciate it. We tried, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Good job.
All right, we'll move on to the discussion of action items. First item is the consent agenda. Items to be approved in one all-encompassing motion. If discussion is desired on a particular item, it will be removed from the consent agenda. We have the minutes from the November 9th meeting, minutes from the November 14th, the November 29th, and the December 4th meetings. We have the financial statements, the amended board operating procedures, and the authorization of the Mr. Patterson as an additional representative for the First Public Lone Star Investment Fund.
Madam President, if I could, just a couple quick things on F, the amended board operating procedures. Just want to remind the board, those are retroactive to November 9th as per request of trustees. And then on G, that's just statute, good business practice of adding at least 2 signatures to the reports for the First Public and Lone Star Investment Pool. And just want to reassure the board that that doesn't mean making investment decisions for that. That's just 2 signatures of good business practices and what we do in most cases. So that's, and you'll have to do that again with the next superintendent as well.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes 6-0. Thank you. The next item, we will consider and take action on the appointment of the intermediate school principal.
Yes, ma'am, trustees, very happy tonight to be able to make these recommendations. Ms. Hubert, if you could come forward, if you have family, have them join you. Come on up, yeah, absolutely. Okay, Scott, way to go, yeah, all right. Trustees, it's my pleasure tonight to introduce someone you already know, I'm sure, and recommend to the Board of Trustees Ms. Hubert as the next principal of the intermediate school. She replaces Mr. Kales, of course, who retired the last day of before the break. Ms. Hubert's been an administrator, as you know, at the intermediate school before, and then most recently at the junior high school. And we're all very pleased that this has worked out the way it has. It's been a seamless transition, thanks to not only Ms. Hubert, but the campuses at both the intermediate and the junior high schools. It worked very well to make this transition happen. She was able to spend some time with Mr. Kales as outgoing administration a few days before the break. And so we're glad to have her there, feel very good about the future of the intermediate school. So at this time, I would like to recommend to the board that you affirm the appointment of Ms. Hubert as principal of the Vernia Intermediate School.
I'll move to approve Mrs. Hubert as the principal of the intermediate school. I'll second it.
Is there any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes 6-0. Congratulations. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, you had already introduced Scott, but if you'd like to say something to the board, this would be a good time.
Well, first, I want to thank you again, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, for this opportunity. I'm truly humbled and honored. I've been with the district for 7.5 years now. I've been very fortunate to serve as a teacher, and of course, an administrator at both campuses, the Army and junior high. But I do want to take this opportunity to also thank the people who really, I feel, have helped me along the way to get here. Mr. Gills, I was actually his first hire at the intermediate school, and he encouraged me, he guided me, and gave me an incredible tool set to carry and learn along the way. And then, of course, transferring over to junior high, Mr. Kosif has been a wonderful mentor, and has certainly shown me the ropes at a secondary level, much of which I was unfamiliar with until that experience. So very grateful for his guidance and mentorship as well. And thank you, truly. I'm so excited to work with you, to collaborate with you, to collaborate with our central office team, to work with the other principals, and together I truly believe that this district is bound for just endless opportunities and success. So once again, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So this evening, we don't have any items that we discussed in closed session, so we'll go ahead and pass over that section. Mr. Patterson, do you have any announcements?
Yes, just briefly, trustees, I would like for James to, are you ready for this, James?
Yes, I am. Okay.
I'd like for James to walk you through what we have been working on as a request by trustees to make the board packet more transparent and open to public consumption. We have a process in place where we hope it's, we work real hard, and James has done a great job, but we work real hard to make it easy for our constituents to go online on our website and view. And so I'd like for James to walk the trustees through what we've done so far.
Yeah, so to get to the packet, the public would just go to About Us. They would go under board committees and click on school board. That'll bring it to the school board page, and then we have the agenda that has always been there. We added the additional link for school agenda packet. Let me look at the next spot. School board agenda packet. If you click on that, it takes you to the board book. And these are our past 2 meetings within the board book. If you click on that as a public member, you'll see the packets, and it looks exactly like we see right here in the meeting. And then they can click on any kind of document that we choose to attach. There's some things that we do not choose to attach, but anything we deem to make public, they can click on the link and see exactly what it is used.
James, can you click on a couple of those for just examples?
Sure. Well, I'll go with operating procedures. Let's go with notes here.
So you can see we added all the live buttons to all the information. We think it's fairly easy with the board agenda packet language on the menu to figure out, and then all the information will be there other than the confidential information that we've discussed before that would be either illegal or some sort of violation of privacy or whatever it might be that would be board only. But we hope that meets. You have any comments? Does it look good? You want us to work on anything else? Or? Yeah, James did a good job with that. Appreciate the work. Thank you. Just The only other announcement that I would have is we've started the process. I sent out a note to you at some time over the last couple of months, where next month we'll have a little more information than this month. But we're working on things like an update on the bus and transportation vehicles replacement, HVAC replacement options, and looking kind of where we are and what we might need to do in the short term and long term. Just having some plans, having some information so the board can do a good job of planning as you start the budget cycle. We'll also have some best to our ability at this point, some fund balance projections and some possible monies available for capital projects should the board decide to go down that road. And get some updates on some capital projects that the board had approved or that we feel like we need to work on. Things like we got some issues with the high school cafeteria floor, some junior high furniture needs. We did replace the tiles in the old gym over the holidays, and it looks about as good as it can look. Let me put it that way. It looks much better, of course, than it did, but probably at some point the board might want to consider, and we have some, I'll bring some information that you may have seen before, but the board might want to consider in that old gym at some point taking that out, the ceiling tiles and the railings that they fit on, and maybe blowing some insulation on that roof rather than continuing to do this time after time after time. It's just not really a cost-effective process. And so we will, next month, expect a lot of information, kind of where we are on these big ticket items. Every school district, no matter what size you are, has large ticket items that the board needs to be aware of and keep track of. Your vehicles are a big ticket item, replacing your fleet. Your HVAC systems are a big ticket item because they wear out and need to be replaced. And you can either have a systematic plan of replacement, or you can put a Band-Aid and replace the compressor when it goes out and add some Freon, and here we go and do that again. So most of us through the years have had a nice plan, and we continue to do the Band-Aid whenever something goes out anyway. But that's because they're big ticket items and they cost a lot of money, and the board just needs to be aware of where you are and what those costs associated with those big ticket items. Also, roofs, technology plans. Technology costs a lot of money these days, and they don't last very long. So what are you going to do? Is there a plan? And we're working on that as well. So capital projects, kind of big ticket items, next month will be an overview of all of those things, kind of where we are. And so the board will have some information moving forward as you approach the budget cycle. So other than that, Madam President, I don't have any other announcements at this time.
Thank you for that information. Does anybody have any requests for items to be added to the future agendas? It is 6:44 and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.